season.
Don't believe it. Anyways, it's far too late. I've decided to retire to the country and farm.
But Mr. Scruples, I would expect you to be happy.
Happy? My application has gone through so many delays that my cash, my credit, my enthusiasm, and my patience are all exhausted. I'm sick and tired of all the intrigues and jealousies that plague an impresario. I repeat, I'm turning farmer.
But Mr. Scruples, don't I know how you feel? I too have known frustration. And if you'd only let me sing a few well-chosen roles, I would gladly shoulder all of your burdens.
My poor Bluff, we've all been through this before. If I were to allow you to sing, the public would butcher us both. Besides, I have in mind a classical drama, which, God be praised, requires no singers.
But Mr. Scruples, the Minister of Education himself has declared that the entire season be devoted to opera.
Opera? A ridiculous Italian disease that won't last.
How can you say that, Mr. Scruples?
Because opera requires so much extravagant expense.
Oh, Mr. Scruples, that may have been true 30 years ago, but today opera can be produced quite economically.
What about all the singers which opera requires?
The up-to-date impresario employs only 3 kinds. Fallen stars whose fees have shrunk with their range. The public will pay anything from a famous name.
Well, that's one kind.
Then, some new beginners whose obvious shortcomings will be to your credit, since they'll be giving native talent a patriotic chance. You pay them nothing.
I suppose the third kind pays me then.
Naturally, these are the ones who are blessed with the gifts of this world than either talent or voice.
So that actually, the low fees of your fallen stars will be paid for by the rich amateurs. Your singers will cost me nothing.
On the contrary, they should bring you in quite a handsome profit.
Mr. Bluff, what type of operas can one mount with singers recruited with such distasteful, not to say dishonest means?
The very best. Those authentic masterpieces that require more acting of a singer than singing.
What about all the costumes, the lights, the lighting, the mob scenes?
Nothing simpler. Announce that you're going to modernize opera. To achieve a sense of intimate communication, you eliminate mob scenes.
A splendid way to shorten such lengthy work.
Then, to highlight the hidden meanings and introspective conflicts, you play everything before black drapes.
That eliminates the painter and the designer.
Exactly. Then, to promote the utmost realism, we will play in modern dress, no costumes.
And no legs.
Then, to intensify the atmospheric moods, we will use very little light. This is desirable for most singers and will save us a pretty penny in wax candles each week. What to say to these ideas, Mr. Scruples?
I say they are deeply repugnant to everything I've always believed in and fought for in the theater. Furthermore, I'd rather be farmer to become party to such a degradation of good taste.
Mr. Scruples, good taste is just an expression forever on the lips of those who cannot bring themselves to swallow it.
Are you seriously suggesting that I stoop to buying success?
Oh, Mr. Scruples, is there a surer way? If only you had known what it took to make my father's restaurant pay, you would know you can only afford to list on your bill of fare frog raw and truffles, as long as your kitchen is turning out sausages and sauerkraut.
My poor Bluff, you yourself don't believe half of what you say. If you were really the scoundrel you sound like, I'd urge you to forget your singing, which you should do anyway. Take over my position, though not my name.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Scruples, but I really am an artist at heart, and I feel I could serve you best on the stage. You don't, I see that you don't.
Oh, it doesn't matter what either of us think, Bluff. We haven't got the credit to print the tickets, let alone undertake a season.
I know things are very dark, Mr. Scruples, but there is a potential dawn waiting just outside. Why, Mr. Angel has been waiting to see you for nearly the past quarter of an hour.
Mr. Angel? That Viennese banker? That stage-struck haunter of soprano dressing rooms? What does he want?
I can only guess. He was at the ministry when your license was issued, and he came over to see you at once. I'll show him in, Mr. Scruples, but please, don't be too hasty.
My dear director, London is indeed fortunate in its choice of an impresario. I rather envy you, you know?
I don't see why you should, but thank you all the same.
Because, as it happens, I need your help. And if I were you, I could simply help myself. Oh.
How can I help you, Mr. Angel? What can I do to help you?
Quite a lot, Mr. Scruples, quite a lot. Between men of the world and a business such as ourselves, preliminaries are a waste of time, so I will get straight to the point.
Mr. Scruples, Mr. Angel is coming to the point.
Thank you. Mr. Angel, pray do.
Well, you are probably aware that for some time I've maintained a close relationship with one of the lyric stage's most decorated ornaments, Madame Goldentrill.
The Madame Goldentrill. Such things aren't heard of anymore. I remember her debut in Budapest some 30 years ago. She recently retired, as I recall.
Well, yes and no, if you take my meaning. Confidentially, of course, I'd hope that the amenities which I've been privileged to provide would help her to forget the stage. But, alas, Madame apparently misses the excitement and is determined to make a whole series of farewell performances.
And she wishes to perform at this theater.
Oh, Mr. Scruples, it is a pleasure to converse with such a perceptive man. It should have been business. To be candid, my life with Madame will not be worth living if you do not engage her. And it would be worth a great deal to me, I can assure you.
The deal is that problems of repertoire...
What Mr. Scruples means is, Mr. Angel, is that the repertoire in which Madame Goldentrill would naturally wish to appear is far beyond the humble resources of our meager company.
But I said that it would be worth a great deal to me. 10,000 crowns to be precise. Now, of course, Mr. Scruples, Madame realizes that it must be some time since you last heard her, and that malicious tongues are never idle. So she is in fact ready to audition for you. And she is currently waiting outside in her carriage right this moment. I will go fetch her.
I'm afraid that...
What Mr. Scruples means is, Mr. Angel, is that this room is hardly suitable acoustically for an artist of Madame Goldentrill's exceptional vocal talent. However, if Madame will graciously overlook this minor inconvenience, I'm sure Mr. Scruples will be happy to hear her sing and renew a precious friendship.
Are you insane? Never before have I accepted money from a singer, and I do not propose to stop now.
Please do not be angry, Mr. Scruples. I only want you to have your season, for which you have worked so hard. 10,000 crowns is a fortune that will permit you to redeem Madame Goldentrill's performances, which will sell out, with artistic productions of obscure masterpieces that no one wants to hear.
But my ideals, my principles, my reputation. Please, just let me retire to my farm before she arrives.
No, Mr. Scruples. You would only collide with her upon the stairs. It is the purpose to which money is put, not its source, which is important. Are not churches built on the offerings of sinners?
Perhaps, but not all sinners are singers.
Oh, you naughty, naughty, naughty boy! I knew you'd been in London at least 6 months, and you never came to call.
Forgive me, madam, but...
My dear, you must not hold it against our good friend Scruples, who has been extremely busy arranging all the conflicting details of such a marvelous season.
What Mr. Scruples means is, Madame, is that he's been on the verge of seeing you nearly 100 times. Why, only last week he was wondering if it might not be possible for you to lend luster to our season.
I'm sure he was. We've always been such friends. And who are you, may I ask?
Allow me to present my colleague and assistant of many years, Mr. Bluff.
Your colleague and assistant. How nice! Such an intelligent expression.
Thank you, Madame. May I have an autograph?
Of course. There. Now, Mr. Scruples, I will sing for you. I want you to hear how my voice has developed in the upper register, without losing one of those dark, lustrous, pear-shaped tones, for which my lower range is so famous.
But madame, I would never dream of asking you to audition.
Nonsense! Are we not all professionals? I insist. Just make yourselves comfortable, and I promise you'll be amazed. Which
As always, you are unapproachable, my dear.
What talent, what music, what art!
Oh, Mr. Bluff, how nice! I see you are a connoisseur. Now, Mr. Scruples, you have heard what I can do, and as my contribution to your success in London, I am prepared to accept all the dramatic leads and be content with a mere pittance of 500 crowns a year.
500 crowns? Madame, my circumstances.
What Mr. Scruples means is, Madame, is that he would hardly ever bear to think of money in connection with art such as yours.
My dear director, the delicacy of your sentiment more than makes up for the modesty of your offer. I should be happy to appear as prima donna assoluta of your distinguished company. You are a shrewd bargainer.
Yes, yes, of course, my dear. Now, if you will simply wait for me in your carriage, I shall quickly draw up the contract with Mr. Scruples, and then perhaps he and Mr. Bluff will join us for a little celebration.
Indeed, Madame, artists such as yourself should not be bothered with dull business details.
But what is there to discuss or celebrate?
These gentlemen are quite right, Mr. Scruples. I find business discussions too sordid for words. I hope you won't be too long, so I shall just say au revoir.
My dear Scruples, what a difference you have made in my life.
And in mine.
You've been so understanding and so helpful that I'm emboldened to ask you another favor.
Oh, Mr. Scruples is only too anxious to be of help. You must speak quite freely. Do.
Thank you. I shall. It just so happens, though, for the life of me, I can't imagine how it came to be, that I have a protege, a very young lady who has yet to appear on the stage, but who possesses the most remarkable of aptitudes.
Do you mean to say that you are associated with two singers at once? I would think one was enough.
Oh, Mr. Scruples, Mr. Angel is a true patron of the arts.
Let me put it this way. I'm as fascinated by Madame Goldenshaw's past as I am with Miss Silverpeel's future.
And both seem to have a distinct bearing on my immediate presence.
Oh, Mr. Scruples, you are the soul of tactful wit. Now that you have strengthened my position with Madame Goldentrill, you will make me very happy by doing as much for me with Miss Silverpeel.
Why don't you just build a theater of your own?
What Mr. Scruples means is, Mr. Angel, is that expenses have a way of leaping right over the moon when an impresario has two singers in the same company.
Mr. Bluff, what exactly is your position in this company? You sound to me like the prompter. Oh, you must allow my little joke. You see, you are quite right. The same holds true in my relationship with the two ladies. I understand this so clearly that I am prepared to advance another 15,000 crowns.
Advance, Mr. Angel?
I mean donate, of course. What could I be thinking?
Do I understand you correctly, Mr. Angel? Do you mean to say that you are willing to pay 25,000 crowns for the engagements of these two ladies?
Precisely. And you can keep any profits. Mine shall come from treating my heirs and the tax collectors.
But surely there must be some conditions tied to such a princely offer.
Oh, my dear fellow, you have me all wrong. I only mean to help. I believe that the people are entitled to opera, and that it is the duty of persons such as myself to see that they get it.
There, you see, Mr. Scruples?
Of course, I expect a modest voice in the general policy of the theater.
There, you see, Mr. Bluff?
Oh, I've always longed to be an impresario, and you shall find that I have splendid ideas on repertory, opera in the vernacular, staging, casting, conducting, promotion, ticket sales, and cultural showmanship.
I never would have guessed, Mr. Angel.
The business basis is my specialty. We financiers know a good deal about such things, believe me. Now, it is true that I have no time to bother with art or music, but I do understand merchandising and what the people want.
Then you obviously understand a great deal more than I do.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, my dear director. But, to get back to Miss Silver, she is currently waiting in her carriage downstairs, and I would like to bring her up so that you can judge for yourself if I have an eye for talent.
You have her sitting with Miss Goldentrill. Congratulations. You're either a Turk or else a born impresario who can teach us all lessons.
Don't be silly, my good man. Of course not. They each have their own carriage and their own everything else beside it. Now you can understand how I was so quick to grasp the point about the double expense. I will be right back. those details which fall within your proper professional promise.
I meant no offense, Mr. Scruples, Mr. Angel. I was simply carried away.
I must confess, Mr. Angel, I was most favorably impressed. Miss Silverfield, in spite of your lack of previous experience, I'm prepared to offer you a contract. I'll begin by assigning you smaller roles and pay you 250 crowns a week.
250 crowns a week? I have never been so insulted. Those are scullery maids' wages.
Congratulations, Mr. Angel. Your kitchens must be sumptuous.
I know my work, and I refuse to be cheated by unscrupulous impresarios. If you want me in your company, you will have to give me the comic leads, and 750 crowns a week, and the backstage maid.
Oh, well, that's the case.
Well, my dear, what Mr. Scruples means is, heavens, now I'm doing it too. What I mean to say, my love, is though it is most unusual, I will try to convince my good friend Scruples to give you all of the comedy leads this season and 750 crowns a week. But I will provide them.
So you'll provide the maid? Charming! That's why I was to wait downstairs while you arranged for the turnip to get more goes off in me!
Madame, pray, compose yourself. It's really quite simple.
Yes, my dear, I can explain everything. I was only settling the terms of your contract with Mr. Scruples when this young lady arrived to audition for soubrette parts, and now, as Mr. Scruples values my judgment, he begged me, pleaded with me to stay and give him my opinion. That's all there was to it. Isn't that right, my dear Scruples?
Mr. Angel, do you happen to know whether or not music can stimulate a chicken to lay more eggs?
What are you talking about?
Well, the most progressive farmers seem to agree that chickens are cows, that music can aid the production of milk with a cow. Of course, I was thinking whether or not the same might be true of chickens. Of course, it's eggs, not milk, but...
Speaking about chickens, you still haven't explained about the 750 crowns a week? I'm waiting.
It is perfectly obvious, my dear. I was only backing up this young lady's demands so that I could then get your fee raised in proportion.
Mr. Scruples, I always understood you knew your business. Do I have to contract with this amateur? Has no experience, no technique, and no method?
My methods like subtlety. Explains my subtlety. Requires some smoke. Every best instructions bring me
Please, her face and voice.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't paying any attention. The whole scenario filled me with overwhelming nostalgia for my peaceful body.
I said it, who is the prima donna of this company. Did you notice my high E, my sustained E flat?
Flat. Yes. I never. I don't know who you are or what you are doing here, but I am the leading comedian of this company and I'm being paid in no less than 750 crowns.
Well, let me tell you that I am the leading tragedienne of this company, and I'm being paid more than you, whatever it is and whoever you are. I am the Madam Goldentrill.
Never heard of her. Obviously, before my time.
Why don't we settle this little disagreement on a business basis? Why not pay each lady 1,000 crowns a week, give them star billing, and agree to have their names printed in larger type than those of both the authors and the composers.
Larger than the conductors and all the tragic leads.
Larger than the director. Not
Well, that settles it. Now all we need do is to sign the contract. What do you think of my method, Mr. Scruples?
Oh, they give a certain type of results. But before we sign any contracts, I wish to make an announcement. I'm doing what I've dreamed of doing for years. I am retiring as impresario of this theater or any other theater.
You're joking!
Not at all. I shall retire to my farm where I shall produce nothing more than a series of tranquil pastorals.
No! You will desert us! Leave us in the lurch!
No, of course not. I appoint Mr. Bluff, my companion, my assistant of many years, in my place.
Thank you for your trust, Mr. Scruples. But all this has convinced me that I really would be best on stage, at least until I retire as a singer. Much better than I ever could be in administrative offices.
I was afraid of that.
Therefore, my first act as impresario is to appoint myself as buffo baritone for the upcoming season. My second act is to appoint Mr. Angel as impresario effective immediately.
I knew my confidence in you was not misplaced. Bravo!
Of course, this takes me quite by surprise. But to a businessman, opera poses no real problems. Once I have this company running on a business basis, I should easily be able to run it in my spare time.
Mr. Scruples, we're going to miss your broad experience.
Miss Silverpeel, you are best proof that experience is superfluous.
But what will happen to art and music when men like you are gone? Opera needs you, Mr. Scrooge.
Do not worry about art or music, dear friend. They've endured for centuries, generally in spite of, not because of certain individuals. Opera will, as in the past, have good and bad impresarios. The quacks cannot discredit medicine any more than false prophets can destroy religion. Opera, madam, may occasionally lose skirmishes, but it will invariably win the battle for success. And so, my friends, I bid you all a very good day, and wish you all the success you all so deeply deserve.
My dearest colleagues, let us strive to uphold those high standards to which my distinguished, though not immediate, predecessor dedicated his life.
Hear, hear!
But from this moment on, I will tolerate no further infractions of the most businesslike discipline. No one took Mr. Scruple's repeated threats of retirement seriously. But let me point out that should I retire, my backing shall accompany me. And then where would you be?
Oh, Mr. General Manager, let me be the first to assure you of my wholehearted cooperation, and I should be content with whatever minor roles you assign me, and I'm sure you will find my managerial advice invaluable.
Mr. Angel, I quite agree with Mr. Wolfgang. I'm more than willing to undertake such lesser roles as my inexperience may dictate. With full salary and top billing, of course.
I assume no one would dream of asking me to sing the minor roles. However, I'm perfectly willing to limit myself to 2 farewell performances this year. Naturally, with £1,000 a week and star status for the whole season.
It is truly inspiring how putting art on a business basis can harmonize the most discordant of conflicts.
Let us toast the most indispensable man among us, the impresario, whoever he may be.
Past,
Present,
And future.
the impresario!
in operation. Just make sure your tones are round, and that like mine your method sound. Angel's a name destined to fame and great acclaim. My life will be one grand ovation. You'll never